As mentioned in my last video, I've got to do some cleanup here next. And phase one of that is going to be one, I've got to clear off this whole thing so I can repaint the door while I'm touching up all these spots of bled paint. Before I do that, what I'm going to do is up here you see, because the wood was so punky, where I went in certain areas it just broke apart instead of taking the detail. I've got several areas like that. And since I'm going to have to redo or do this green paint again, what I'm going to do is fill these and see if I can improve those spots. So first I'm going to fill those spots with wood filler and then clean up this mess and then do my touch-up painting on the door, which is basically, again, just painting white over this. Then I will individually tape off these little tiny areas that got missed and speckle some new color into there to make them match. And good luck to me on that. Another thing I've learned is that my beautiful little SJ Cam 4K action cam, brand new, is not shooting real 4K. Although, you know, it's a great image, but when I crop in or when I select narrow or middle view, it's just doing digital zoom and is not the quality that I need. So basically, using this camera in anything other than full width video, you're going to lose image quality so severely it's not worth it. So I'll be shooting in full width all the time from now on with that camera, and for any close-ups I'll have to depend on my phone camera or on positioning this camera closer to the job. I've had it mounted on the tripod for most of this shoot, and I just had a brilliant idea on how to make a boom support so I can bring it in closer to the work, but I've got to build that yet. I've also discovered that my wood putty is all dried up, so I'm going to use spackling compound, which seems to have a better shelf life, and I ought to be able to make it work anyway. Doesn't matter. Worst case scenario, I can live with that, but if I can get it fixed, that would be nice. I have to cut in a lot of these. A lot more than I thought. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah, might as well. Okay, I think that covers it. These are shrunk in a little bit, so I'm going to have to smooth them out and redo. Which is typical. You want to make sure your rim is clean so you get a good seal on this, so it doesn't dry out while you're waiting for your next project. Consolidated my paint supplies, my little roller. There's your paint roller right there. Oh shoot. Okay, well, that's a problem. All the white I've gotten onto my tree. Or maybe it has some white branches now. Ha! So, not as clean up as I'd hoped for. But not really a lot I can do about it. Wash out my brush. I just had a thought that maybe using Dawn, it might not be too late to get that out of there. I wish I'd thought of this earlier. The Dawn won't affect the fully dried paint, but this newly applied paint, maybe I can get it out of there. Yeah, not really seeing enough of an effect to make it worthwhile. Maybe if I'd gotten right on it, but I just had this idea. Nah. Okay. Well, this is a disaster. So we shall end off here and go into recovery mode tomorrow.